Hello beautiful people, how you doing? I hope everyone has been doing good so far. I hope you have been doing well. For today's video, I want to talk about my experience living in New York City. If you don't know, I am originally Nigerian, but when I was 14 I moved to Brazil for 3 years because of my mom's job. She's a diplomat, so you know they be traveling now, whatever. After that I moved to the United States, the US. But when I moved here to the US, I moved to the state of Texas first, and then after Texas I came to New York City. Yeah, that's just a short background story, just for context, so you understand what I'm saying. Coming to New York City, I had never flown by myself. I was like, whoa, I'm an independent woman. Like, nobody can talk to me because I'm catching flights and not feeling. Someone tell me why I thought it would be a good idea to leave the house 2 hours before my flight. Like, where I lived, the airport was like an hour away. I went to the Uber app. I wanted to book an Uber and like my card was getting declined. At this point, I think I was so oblivious at the time that this flight is not gonna wait for you, Lulu. If they're leaving, you're leaving. They're not gonna be like, oh my god, where's Lulu? Is she in the flight? Like, obviously not. So I had to switch over to the Lyft app and I had to call my sister and tell her like, hey girl, my card isn't working. I finally called the Lyft driver, and then he came, and then I told the driver, hey, so like I need to go to the airport, like can you like maybe drive fast? And he was like, yeah sure, girl, you'll be fine, girl, we're gonna make it. And I was like, oh my god, he's giving me hope. This Lyft driver lied to me. He lied to my face and gave me false hope. I got to the airport like 5 minutes before my flight was about to board. I was rushing to the place where you go to give them your ticket and they take your bag, yada yada yada. I think it's called a counter or something. I went there and then I was like, hey, I have a flight to New York this morning. And she was like, oh my sweetie, that flight is closed. And I was like, girl, closed? What do you mean closed? And she was like, oh, it's closed, that flight is boarding now, you can't go in anymore. And I'm like, but like I have some minutes to board. And she was like, yeah, you can, they've taken all the bags. By this time I was thinking about a lot in my head. Lulu, so much for an independent woman. I missed it and it was sad because I had a school event the next day, so I couldn't make it, but it was okay. I didn't have to pay to change my ticket to the next day. Thank God for that, because that really helped. For the bad day I had, that was the one good thing that came out of it. So coming from Texas and like where I have been so far in my life, things are definitely smaller. The fact that it's small, it fits the city because obviously like there are a lot of people living here and they need space for stuff. So the space fits here. But like if you're coming from Texas where things are more spread out, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh. The ghetto just depends on how you're able to adapt to it. New York City is definitely fast-paced. If you're coming here thinking everything is going to be at your beck and call, not really. You have to adapt to New York City. New York City does not adapt to you. They call this place the city that never sleeps. There's always something going on. I didn't get used to it at first, but eventually, like, you get used to it. You see yourself being a true New Yorker, like, ooh. Another thing that I've also experienced here is that it's so easy to move around because of the subway system, the bus. Like, you don't really need a car. I mean, it would be nice to have a car, but like you'd be fine. The map on my phone has helped me so much. It tells me what bus to take, what train to take, if I'm getting off a train, what train to switch to. But if you have friends who have a car, like, stick close to them, okay? Winter in New York is not a joke. It's not a joke, sis. I thought I was like prepared enough to experience winter in New York City, but apparently not. So you definitely have to be prepared to feel cold. You know when your heart feels cold? Like you feel cold, literally. Just get prepared for the winter, baby. Winter is coming. Let go. New York City definitely has a lot of places to go. If you're with your friends, you definitely have places to go. You're not gonna be bored and be like, oh my god, we have nowhere to go. It's really nice to have places to go. So yeah. NYC definitely has a lot of diverse people, be it at the subway, down the street. You should expect to see people that don't look like you. Variety is the spice of life. Like they say, I don't know, I heard it from somewhere, someone said it. That is my experience so far, I believe. But by the end of college, I think generally I'll be well experienced, and maybe I can, talk about it more. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was nice. I love talking about experiences because I love traveling, meeting new people. This life is one life. You have to do all that you can while you can. And that's it. I hope you have a wonderful day where you are. Catch you later. Ciao. Like I always say, that's like the national anthem of this channel. That doesn't make sense, but yeah. Oh, look at that dog. I want a dog. I'm gonna get a dog.